Hi Manish, am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible at least? Manish, am I audible? Okay. So how do you handle links basically? So far we have discussed the brief overview about Selenium, various components of Selenium, and how Selenium recognizes test objects. And we have already seen the look. So under locators, we have discussed to identify various test objects using a name, ID, text path, okay, and CSS selector and so on. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. It's okay. You're okay. You are audible. Now let's see now. How do you handle links? Okay. How do you handle links? Okay. To handle links, we have a method called link text. Link text is a method by using a link text attribute. Okay. We can identify links in a web application. Okay. Let's see now how do you handle links. This is a very simple application where we have created a script. See, look at here. So as usual, actually, we are just entering username, enter the username details, and click submit. Password, and enter the password. Clicking a login button. After that, I just want to check how many links are there. Okay, I just want to find how many links are there in the page. Okay, I will show you the application. So this is a sample application. Just to enter username, enter password. So how many links are there? I just want to find. So how many links are here in this page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. Yeah, total 6 links are there. So how do you identify links in the page? We can identify links in the page by using a tag name. See? So driver find elements is a method to fetch the collection of objects. So we are fetching the collection of objects by using find elements of by dot tag name of A. Okay, the tag name is A here. After that, what we are doing, we are just calculating how many links are there. Products dot page will give how many links are there in the page. Okay. So after that, what we are doing, we are just checking backpack. Okay, there are two ways to identify link text actually. One is by using by dot link text. Another one is by dot partial link text. Partial means you don't need to provide the entire details of the link. See here, just open this page. Okay, so I just want to check whether the link has a backpack. BACK, backpack. Okay, how to identify? So just open a developer option. The browser. Developer option is okay. Well, Just a second, it will open. Okay. So I just want to find this link. See, so what type of attribute it has actually? See, look at here. This is inside division. Inside division, this is the class name. Okay. Inside division, this is the class name. And this is the label. See, look at here. SAS Labs backpack. Okay. So basically, this is a division. Basically, inside a division, we have a link. Okay. So now I'm just going to spy this object. Add to cart. See, add to cart is a button again. Okay, add to cart is a button. Now tell me, I just want to find how many links are there. Okay. So by using find elements method, we can find how many links are there. And here you can see driver dot find element of by dot partial link text of backpack. Okay. So I just want to check how many links are there with a text called backpack. How many links are there? One. Okay. And then yeah, that's it. Only one link. Only one link is there. So after that, what I'm doing, I'm just checking whether it is displayed or not. If it is displayed, click that link. See, it is clicking. So if it is not able to click, if you simply say object is not displayed. Okay. So after that, what we are doing again, we are just clicking back to products. Okay. After clicking this link, so we have a back to products link. This is again actually back to product is a okay ID. By using this ID, we are just clicking a back to products. It just came back, and again check whether backpack button is displayed or not. If it is displayed, click it. Otherwise, simply say back button is not displayed. Simple script it is. Okay, very simple script. Anyway, I'm just recording the session. Okay, so you can refer the script whenever you want. See, here the thing is we are using find elements method, and find elements method after that we are using partial link text method. So find elements method is used to fetch the bunch of elements of the same type. Here the anchor tag is A. That means the tag name should be A. That is a criteria. Okay. After fetching the links, what we are doing, we are just checking whether backpack link is there or not. If it is there, please click. Okay. After clicking, check again back to products button is there or not. If it is there, click it. That's it. It's a very simple script. Just right click, run as Java. Okay, see, we found that backpack link, and then just click the back to products link. So just go and check the console. How many links are there? See, the total number of links in the product page is 20. That means in this page, we have almost 20 links are there. Okay, we don't know. But how do you find how many links? We found the total number of links in the page by using a find elements method. By using find elements method. Okay. So this is a very important method. Very useful to find a bunch of elements in the page. Find elements by dot tag name of A. Okay. Is it clear? Now we'll see one more demo. In this demo, what we are doing, same script actually. So we are just entering username and password, and then click login button. After that, what we are doing again, we are just finding how many links are there, and find the total number of pages. And again, we are just checking objects by using backpack, partial link text of backpack. So I just want to check how many links are there with this backpack, and find the total number of links having the text called a backpack. See here, how many backpack links available in the product page. After that, what we are doing, we are just checking again partial link text of Sauce Labs. Now check how many links are there with the Sauce Lab text. So 1, 3, 4, okay, and then 5. So out of 6 links, we have so many links are there, but here the visible text having the phrase called Sauce Labs are only 5. So total 5 links are there with the Sauce Labs text. So after fetching the total number of links with the text called Sauce Labs, we are using a for loop. See, we are using a for loop. Inside for loop, what we are doing, we are just fetching the text of each and every link by using get text prop method. We are just fetching the total number of links. Okay. So product Sauce Labs, this is a list, okay, collection dot get of 1, get of 0, get of 2, and so on, get text. Print it. Okay, for our reference, we are using a system.out.println. After that, what you are doing, we are just checking whether this backpack button is displayed or not. If it is displayed, just click it. Okay. After that, what we are doing, we are just click another button called back to products. See, back to products. Okay. If the back to product button is there, just click it. Let me run and check now. So now it is going to click 6 times because we have 5 buttons. Sorry, 5 links are there with the text called Sauce Labs. Just right click, run as Java. Okay, so it has clicked on first link and then click again on back to products. Again, go into the second link. Okay, and so on. So this is also very simple demo on how to use the find elements method. Okay, find elements. Now we'll see how many links are broken. How many links are broken links? Okay. So when do we do this kind of testing? This kind of testing can be done in a regression test pack. Regression testing, before going to check the application stability, I want to check all links are working in the page or not. Okay. How do we check? Again, we apply the same logic. We use a find elements method and capture how many links are there. Here you can see how many links are there. After that, we are just fetching the total number of size. We are using for loop. After that, we are just fetching the text of each and every link. After fetching the links, what we are doing, we are just passing these text properties to the array. Link text of I, this is an array. Okay, string type array. After that, what we are doing, we are using a for loop. Inside a for loop, we are just just clicking each and every link. Okay, we are just clicking each and every link. See here, you can see again we are using a for loop, string t, link text. We are just clicking each and every link. By going each and every link, we are just clicking it. See by dot link text of text, we are just passing dot click and check whether the title of the page has under construction or not. If it is there, then we can simply say the link is not working. Otherwise, link is working. Okay, here one more functionality I want to explain. In runtime, I want to capture the screenshot, right? As a tester, what is our job actually? Capture screenshot. Capture screenshot. How do we capture screenshot here? We can capture a screenshot by using a method called take snapshot. See here you can see take snapshot. Okay, take snapshot is a method which we have written where it accepts 2 parameters. One is a driver, another one is a screenshot file path. Okay, screenshot file path. Just navigate to take snapshot. This is a user defined method. See where if you look at we just using an interface called take screenshot. This is a built-in interface, so we can directly use this interface. It is provided by Selenium support library. So you simply use a take screenshot object. After that, what we are doing, we are just calling a method called get a screenshot as. It simply calls a get screenshot method to create an image file. After creating the image file, what we have to do after, we need to copy into some name. All right. So we have to give a path name, file path name, file with path. After that, we just copy all destination, source and destination. Okay. And just save it. That's all. That's what we are doing. Okay. So first you have to capture a screenshot and create an image file, and then move the file into the new destination and copy the destination at a destination folder from source to destination. That's all. You can go and check the file. Shall we run now? Actually logic we need to apply here. First we have to capture a screenshot. After that, call a method called get screenshot as that basically invokes image file. After creating image file, we have to copy that file into the local system. So to copy the local system, we have to provide a path, right? That's the reason we are just passing the file path details. Just right click, run as Java application. Okay. So there is some issue with the driver actually. So I have just created it old script it is. I'm just going to update the driver file. Okay. This is the driver file. Please update. Control C. Okay. Just go to broker links. Okay. So now run this program. So I just click each and every link and capture a screenshot. That is the beauty of this script. Okay. You simply click each and every link in the application by using a find elements method. It captures the list of links. After that, by using get text method, it captures the total number of link texts, and then pass these values into some string array, and we use a for loop. Inside a for loop, we get each and every link by using get text method. Okay, and then click each and every link and store the data into local path. Okay, see what's the path details we have mentioned here. The path details is here. Okay, here you can see C drive screenshot demo test_.png. This is the local folder path. Just go to C drive screenshot as screenshot demo. Here you can see these are the screenshot demo. Okay, test. Oh, I need to delete this actually. I'm just going to delete it. Shift delete. Okay, just run once again. Run as Java application. Yeah. Okay. Let's go and check now the location. Here you can see the latest snapshot of the application has been captured and stored in this location. Screenshot demo. See here you can see backpack, bike light, and another link t-shirt, and then face jacket, and on C and so on. Okay. So this is how actually our test scripts capture the screenshot and store in our local.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Manish.
Okay. Yeah, can we go through this program maybe when we declare the array and storing the elements into the array? And one more question, like when we are tapping on the link, how are we going back to tap again on the link?
Yeah. See, how do we identify a link actually? We can uniquely identify these links by using text. Each and every link text is different, right? See, how do we identify? First, we capture, first of all, our requirement is how many links are there. So by using find elements method, we can capture how many links are there. See here,
Yeah.
by using find elements method, we can capture how many links are there. After that, what you have to do? You have to capture the text of each and every link. How do you capture? By using get text method. Okay. By using a get text method, here you can see this is a collection object. Okay, this collection contains the total number of links. After that, what you are doing, we are just fetching the text of each and every link by using get text. After that, what you are doing, we are just passing these text properties into another array, string array. Okay, why we need actually? Because we are going to click each and every link. That's the reason we are using a string array. After that, we are using a for loop. Inside a for loop, we are just capturing how many links are there. After that, what you are doing inside a for loop, we are just click each and every link again. Each and every link we are just clicking. So this is enhanced for loop, right? See here you can see for string t link text. What is the t type? T type is a link text string array, right? What is a link text? Link text is a string array. So we are just capturing each and every item of the link text and we are just clicking each and every link. Okay. So we are just fetching each and every link and just click it and store the file by using a get take screenshot. Take screenshot. Actually, by using this method, we can capture a screenshot. Okay, I think your question is how it is storing. Very simple. We are just using a string array. Inside string array, we are just passing each and every text of the link. And again, we are using enhanced for loop. We are just clicking each and every link here. Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is how we are going back if I tap on a link, I navigate to other page.
Yeah.
From that page, how
We
we
are
are going
using
back?
back link, right? We have a back link is there. Back to products link.
Are we tapping on that every time?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe
See,
we yeah, that program is big, so maybe if we go through that program slow, then we'll get it.
back to products is there, right? Okay,
Yeah.
back to products. We are just clicking each and every link after that. Okay. So click here and then take screenshot. Okay. See here you can see driver.navigate back. Either you can use driver.navigate back or you can click a back to products. Click. Okay. Either way, there are two options are there. One option is we can directly use a driver.navigate back. Okay. But this is not a good option. And otherwise you can use a back to products link. By using this link, you can click. First, it will check whether this button is there or not. If it is there, just click this button. If you click this, it will navigate back to the products. Okay. Yeah, I know. Please go through this program. Okay, in your free time. I am going to share anyway recorded video. You can understand.
Okay. Yeah. So main thing is we are in this program. What we are doing is we are checking if the links are working. For that, we are getting the text of all the links, saving them in an array, looping that, and tapping on that again. It's
Correct.
checking what is the link text.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we'll see another very important class called actions class. Okay, what is this actions class? Okay, see here if you look at I just click here first and then immediately it can't identify logout. Why? Until unless it is hidden, we can't identify logout, right? So what we need to do, we have to use a mouse operations. You have to use a mouse operations. Then only you have to navigate to the, you have to, okay, bring your mouse or cursor to logout. Then only you can click the logout button. Otherwise you can't click. That means mouse operations can be performed sometimes. Okay, it's not all every time. From application to application, it will vary. So to perform a mouse level operations or high level operations, we use a class called actions class. Okay. Now we'll see what is this actions class and all. Okay. Now again, we are just using a same application, enter username, enter password, click login button. And here, if you look at, there is a class called actions. See, actions class, it is inside the package called interactions. Okay, actions, just create an object for actions. After that, what we are doing, we are just using a method called move to element. So that means just move your cursor to the logout object. See, action dot move to element dot build. That means build is nothing but a perform move mouse operation. For that, actually, we use a method called a build. Okay. So basically, we use the actions class to handle a dynamic objects, dynamic elements. Okay. See, either you can directly use the actions class, or you can also use a WebDriver weights. Okay. I will explain what is WebDriver weight and all later. But actions class is used to perform mouse level operations. Mouse level operations can be performed. Apart from this, we have so many methods are there. Dot. See here, click and hold. Okay, context click. Context click means, right click. Context menu will get. Double click. So mouse level operations can be performed by using the actions class. Drag and drop by. Okay, key down, key up, move to element. Okay, so many methods are there, but ideally we never use all these methods. Most of the times we use a move to element. First we move the element. Okay, move the cursor from one place to a particular element. After that, what do? We perform a build operation. That means click operation. Okay. See, after that, we are just checking whether logout button is there or not. If it is displayed, just click logout. That's all. Okay. So first we move logout and then check whether the logout is displayed or not. If it is displayed, just click logout button. Okay. Clear? And one more thing. If it doesn't work, this is the second approach. For suppose sometimes your application does not recognize logout, even though it is open. Okay, maybe it is hidden, or maybe somehow they have used some third-party controls. We could not, or your Selenium could not identify logout button. What is the next step? Next step, we can use a WebDriver wait method. WebDriver wait class can be used where we can check whether the element of the presence is located or not. See, we have a method called presence of element located. By using this method, we can check whether the element is present on the page or not. Okay. So presence of element located. By using this method, we can check whether the element is present on the page or not. If it is present, just click operation. Perform a click operation. That's all. Okay. To handle the dynamic objects, there are multiple ways. Either you can use actions class if mouse operations are required, or you can directly use a WebDriver wait. WebDriver wait method has another class called expected conditions. Expected conditions has so many methods are there. One of the very important method is the presence of element located. Okay. Okay.
I have a question here. In the second case, do we have to use the mouse
No.
action or not?
No, not required. Not required. Okay. See, purely depending on the application functionality. If it requires, you need to use actions class. If it does not require, you can directly use a WebDriver wait method.
Okay, and in the first one, we navigated to that move to element, but we did not click on it.
No, it does not click. It just move to that element. That's all.
Okay, but tapping for tapping logout, we need to click, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So right click, run as. So just checking whether the logout button is present or not. If it is there, then just click logout. That's all. Okay, this is how it works.
And
So
this actions class can be used anywhere, like in any class, or it
yeah,
has
of
some
course,
rules.
we can use. It is a standalone class. You see, it is inside Selenium Interactions. Interactions is a main package. Inside that we have a class, actions class. We can use wherever you want. Wherever you need to handle mouse level operations, you need to perform mouse level operations, you can use actions class.
Okay. Yeah. Can you show the program once from the start?
So first we enter username and then password, and then you call a method called actions object. After that, what we are doing, we are just using a move to element method. So move to element, it simply move the element to the logout button. Okay. So logout. Where is the logout? This is a web element, ordinary web element. Okay. So this, where is this web element? This web element is a logout sidebar link. That means it simply navigate to this one, this logo. Okay, that means we have to navigate to this link, and then automatically logout options will come. That means until unless you go there, until unless you go to this button, it does not display. That means first you have to move. You have to move your cursor from anywhere to this button, Then it will come. Then you have to click. Okay. So that is the reason we are moving our cursor to logout sidebar link. Okay, logout sidebar link basically, okay, if you want, you can explore F12. You can find the link. I mean, see, this is actually React Burger. See here, you can see. Okay, so this is ID. So React Burger menu button. Okay, React Burger menu button. So that means we are just simply navigating to this button. Automatically logout will come. Then you have to perform a logout operation. Clear? So React Burger menu, and then move to this object. After that, we are just checking whether the logout button is enabled or not. If it is displayed, click it. Still, it is not able to identify, it is not able to handle, then we use a WebDriver wait class. By using this class, we are invoking a method called presence of element located. Okay, so it will wait till the presence of element is located. If it identified, if it is located, then click button. I mean, perform a click operation.
Yeah.
Okay, then we stop here. Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately, I really suffered a lot because of ill health. Okay, so
Yeah. How are
initially
you
my
now then?
father was not well. He has stomach infection, and then I went to my native place to attend him. And again, I think I got really felt very okay, not well. So for almost 1 week, I think I got affected with corona, but I didn't test it.
Okay.
I didn't actually
Oh.
test it actually. So because I never felt such a weakness. I mean, post a fever on. Still, I am not fully recovered, but fine, manageable.
Okay. But
It's
maybe if you have
heavily crowded. That
severe,
hospital is very heavily crowded with patients. You can't do anything.
oh, but yeah, if you see some symptoms, please check with doctor
No,
for
I'm
corona.
recovered, but yeah, that's sure. Actually, I am really scared to go to hospital.
In that case, you can go to some other city where there is less crowd.
Yeah, I came
Maybe.
back actually. My native place is Guntur. I came back to Hyderabad.
Okay.
I'm fine,
Okay.
so I
Okay.
didn't visit the doctor also. Yeah. I will
Okay. Okay. Okay.
tomorrow or day after tomorrow also.
Okay. Then yeah, take care. See you tomorrow then.